Voting is important. I know a lot of people might not see the importance, but it is. If I had to say, it's one of those things that you can be like, oh yeah, we have that. Cool, who cares? Until it's gone, that is. A sort of thankless right, if you will. It's often very undervalued, very taken for granted, but it represents a lot of things. Us as citizens, for one. Now, like I said, you don't know it's important until it's gone. So, guess what that means?
No one to talk with, all by myself. No one to walk with, but I'm happy on the shelf. Hey, misbehaving, saving my love for you, for you, for you, for you.
It's the 20s. Guess who doesn't have the right to vote yet? Women, African Americans, all almost everywhere. The 15th Amendment did nothing. It was there, cool and all, written on the Constitution, but states still discriminated, and well, through all means necessary. There were poll taxes and literacy tests, all of which were entirely unfair and more or less intentionally made to give the African Americans a harder time for voting. As for women, they don't get the right to vote until later that year. For now, they had no representation whatsoever. Their only option was to go find a husband who they could influence with their ideals, quote unquote. To me, voting is a culmination of all the fighting that these people did. The 15th Amendment was ratified in 1870. The Voting Rights Act, 1965. It was nearly a century before African Americans could properly vote. Think about that for a sec. Voting mattered to them because it meant that they were considered. To be a citizen of the nation was to have the right to vote. They were effectively considered less than citizens. For me, having the right to vote is a way of honoring these people, and exercising that right does so especially. I'm guessing you're probably going to be asking something like, but what about how to actually vote? And see, the thing is, I might have forgotten. So in New Jersey, there's 3 ways to vote. Not everyone can go in and attend your nearest polling place on election day. Some of you guys might be on vacation, I don't know. Assuming that you can't, your best option would be the mail ballot. The mail-in ballots can be mailed up to 45 days prior to an election, so be as much advanced as you need. They must be received by your clerk of election 7 days prior to the election. If you just aren't available during election day, you can also go in early. You cast your ballot in person with a voting machine at any time you find convenient. These are during a 3-day period prior to the primary election and a 9-day period prior to the November general election. Monmouth County specifically has 10 specially designated in-person early voting locations. And of course, you can always vote at your polling place on election day. Now, I hope that you can put this information to good use, especially to anyone who has only turned 18 recently. See you for now.